What is up, everybody, and welcome to my review of Milk and Cereal, the spoiler version. So, that means I tell parts of the movie. So if this is not for you, if you do not like spoilers, you've been warned, and I'm going to give you 5 seconds to click out of the video. Milk and Cereal, created by Curry and Coop, who are the content creator duo of the YouTube channel Bad Idea. Now, Milk and Cereal is a found footage style film that is free and is on YouTube. It's a little over an hour, literally about an hour and 2 minutes, okay? I highly recommend it. Great film, all right? So, what Milk and Cereal is about, it is about two friends named Milk and Seven who run a YouTube channel called Prank Bros, and they do these extreme pranks to each other. It appears that they live by themselves for the most part, but they do have two roommates called Link and Naomi. They also partake in the pranks, I believe, production part of things. They also buy the props. They do all of the things because apparently these pranks are very extreme. Okay. The Prank Bros get it in. So how it all unfurls is there is a birthday party for Milk, and Seven wants to do like the ultimate prank for his boy. They're like besties. Okay. So what he does is So Seven, Link, and Naomi, they find this man and they meet up with him. He is a gentleman from the dark web where he sells real guns, but he sells blanks to go with the real guns. So in case you want to pull off some kind of madness and not really kill nobody, but scare the fuck out of somebody, you can find him and get your gun and your blanks and do what you do. So Seven, Link, and Naomi linked up with this man. He gave Seven this gun. They put together this whole elaborate plot where it's like you hear the gun go off, and they did something with like some fake blood where the front of somebody's chest would start to bleed. So they thought it was a great idea. During the party, Milk is having a great time. He has people in the party that he knows, people that he don't know. They needed to invite some people over that didn't seem familiar. So when the fake shooting happened, it seemed kind of like, well, we do have some strangers in here. Anyway, so Milk and Seven are in the party. Milk is having a great time. He's mingling. He's talking to the people and the friends. And then for some reason, Milk and Seven go into the other room. And I believe because one of the guys Milk didn't recognize. So he's like, Seven, dude, why are you bringing this guy in here? And he was like, no, he's a really great guy. He knows so-and-so. I know. And all of a sudden, out in the hallway, out in the living room, we hear some excited talking and somebody's getting all worked up and riled up. So Milk was like, oh my God, Seven, like what's happening? Let's go check it out. They run out there. All of a sudden you hear people yelling, and the strange guy pulls out the gun and bang, shoots. I believe it was Naomi in her chest, blood, poop on her chest, and Milk is like, oh my God. And then they break out to happy birthday to you. And he was like, oh dude, this was crazy. My life's changed. He's just blown away by how elaborate, okay, this bloody prank is for his birthday. And he is impressed. He loves it. He is impressed and he's enjoying it, and they're laughing. So it's, so then it kind of does these jump cuts. It is Seven, Milk, Naomi, and her girlfriend Laura sitting on the couch, and they're playing a game called what is it called? Would You Ever? And Milk just casually suggests and offers up the information that at one point in time when he was younger, he killed a cat. Not a squirrel, not a bird, a cat. And y'all know that cats, they fight, and it's not easy to kill a cat. So if you sitting here just casually killing cats, like, yeah, so I killed a cat one day when I was young. And what did you do? Like, clutch my pearls. Sir, that is a red flag. My little antenna was like, bing, something's going on with Mr. Milk. But, he seemed so sweet and lovable. And he had this very sweet, unassuming face. It's just like, oh, maybe it was an accident, You kill a cat. Okay. Anyway, but so my antenna went up, and so I'm like, okay, just let me keep my eye on this Milk, because I don't like people that kill animals. Okay? I don't care how old you are. Anyway, they're talking about he reveals he killed a cat. The party's dwindling down. All of a sudden there's a knock on the door. And then Milk and Seven are looking at each other like, dude, oh my God. Oh, is it the cops? Is it the landlord? Now, they didn't say it, but I'm going to take, because they had that kind of reaction that apparently they've had parties before. And maybe the landlord was like, look, if y'all keep doing this, I'm going to call the cops. And so they were shook. They go to the door and they open up the door, and there's this older, creepy guy. He's tall, he has shock white hair. He puts me in the mind of the gentleman from the movie. I can't remember. It's an 80s movie where he had like a black rimmed hat. He drove a hearse, and he had these little silver spears that, flew in the air and had little knives and daggers in them and killed people. I can't remember. If y'all remember the name of the movie, put it down in the comments. But those of you who grew up in the 80s and watched that, oh my God, Phantasm? I believe it's Phantasm. This man reminded me of the man. Yes, Phantasm. He reminded me of the man from Phantasm. I think they called him the tall guy. So he's like, they opened the door. It's like, oh, hey, how can I help you? And he's like, I got kids just trying to go to sleep and y'all too loud. So they were like, oh, dude, we're so sorry. So he's like, And this man bogarts his way into the apartment. Like, I want all the smoke from one of you young motherfuckers. I'm going to show you. I got children's over here trying to sleep and y'all making noise. I'm going to kill all of y'all. Okay. So he walks into the apartment. He looks around. He's like, sizing the patrons up. It's not a lot, but it's the friends that are there, and he sizes them up and he walks out. He pushes past Milk and he's like, he keep like just an old mean man. So Milk slams the door shut, and then they cut to the outside. Now the party has dwindled down. You have it looks very LA-ish. So there's like an alleyway in the back of the apartment that they lived in, the apartment building, and it's Milk, Link, and Naomi. I believe Seven may have been with them because there was somebody talking behind the camera, but the camera angle showed Milk, Link, and Naomi. And then they saw the old man at the end of the alleyway, standing by the edge of a fence. So he's like, I knew it. You guys are just so full of pranks. And they're like, dude, we're not doing this. So Milk walks up to the guy and he like smacks his hat off of his head. So they're like, oh my God, dude, don't do that. What are you doing? It's not a prank. We swear to God. Like it's whatever prank it was, we're done. Now keep in mind, Link and Naomi did not. So yeah, I don't think it was Seven, but don't quote me. But it was somebody definitely behind the camera, and we did see Link, Naomi, and Milk. So there was somebody behind the camera. But anyway, they were like, no, dude, the party's over. The party's over. No more pranks. It's don't do that. So they're like, oh my God, sir, we're so sorry. And Milk's drunk. And he's like, oh, and he. So then it cuts to the next morning. They're in the apartment, and you see the cameras on, and it says like 6:45. So Seven is like hovering over Milk. He's like, dude, you got to come downstairs. You got to see this. Because I can't believe it. So Milk's like, what time is it? He says, early, get up. Like, there's somebody downstairs. They go downstairs, and sure enough, it's the creepy old man from the party last night. And he is sitting in their apartment on their couch. Now, the door is still locked from the inside, and it even had the chain on. How the hell does this man get in the house? Is he dead? Okay. He looked like the man from Phantasm, I told y'all. Okay. So he gets up, he wanders around their apartment, and they're trying to find him. They lose him, and they're like, wait, where'd he go? The door's locked. What happened? He finally is like in one of the bedrooms, and he starts like talking this cryptic, incoherent speech. And the man's like, I don't know what to do. I sit in the dark room, and there's a little girl that's in my head, and this is what happened when religion does things to you and they hurt you. So he picks up, I think, the blank gun. He picks up the gun again, and he goes to blow his brains out, but the gun has the blanks in it. So they're like, oh my God, dude, he just tried to kill himself in here, but the blanks, it didn't work. So they got him out of the apartment, and he offers them to have, he asked them, will they have dinner with him, the old man? So Seven's kind of like, I don't know. Milk's like, dude, he's old. He needs a friend. Let's do it. So they go to the man's house for the dinner. And, before the dinner time, Naomi comes home. into the apartment. And she's clearly upset. So Milk and Seven is like, Naomi, what's up, girl? Why are you so sad? She was like, Laura broke up with me and she did it via text. And oh my God, I'm so hurt. And they were like, well, call her. Now, Seven, of course, this is their friend, so they're concerned. But Milk ass just seemed a little too invested in why Laura, where was Laura? Why she blocked you? He was a little bit too invested in the breakup. And she's like, she broke up with me. She blocked me. I don't know what you want me to tell you. So, Laura broke up with Naomi, sent her a text, broke up with her via text. And then it shows the dinner scene. They go over to this man's house again. Oh, and people know them in this film. People know them for their prank channel, for Prank Bros. So everywhere they go, usually they'll have a camera. And people they come across will give them one of two kind of responses. One is, why you got that camera? Put it down. I didn't ask to be filmed. And they're just like, oh, we have our show. Please believe me. We will fuzz out your voice and we will fuzz out your face. Don't worry about it. We will not put you on. Or some people just don't care. But anyway, they go to the man's house and the old man's like, I thought I told y'all. No cameras. And so they was like, no, it's not recording. So they set it up where they can record, but the person doesn't think it's recording. So here you go again. He poured him glasses of wine. He's sitting there sipping. And then my thing is, this man is creepy. He broke into the apartment. He's sitting here going on. Earlier, he was talking about a little girl in his head. And he's talking about he's sitting in dark rooms and religion doesn't mess him up. Why would you drink? Why would you drink from this man? Why? Because he's going to drug you and knock you upside your head. But anyway, so sure enough, he's sitting there and he's just like, he's talking about, again, that cryptic talk. He's sitting there talking about some wine is blood and blood is wine. And why you think it's so bitter? And in the middle of them talking, they go out, drugged. Now, next thing you know, now the man got him in the car, bound by the wrist. And they got blindfolds on, and now they in the back of the car, and they struggling. So this man is talking incoherent, and they get to the beach, and he get him on the ground, and in some kind of way, they done pulled the blindfolds off their eyes. Milk ass, like some kind of way, he was like, get him, Seven, and he like took his little bound hands, and he flung the sand into the man's eyes, and the man was like, oh, and then he was like, get him, Seven, get the gun, shoot him. Seven shoots the guy. But then, you're thinking like, oh my God, what happened? So then, Seven was like, got you, ha ha ha, I got you back, Prank Bros, we're gonna go viral, greatest thing ever. Seven's like, whoa, Milk, what do you mean? He was like, it's a joke, I had to get you back for my birthday prank, haha, got you, hey best friend, viral, ba-da-da, right? So Seven's like, oh dude, that's crazy, oh we're gonna be so famous and viral. So he's like, yeah, I hired him. His name is Greg. I hired him to, and this is a prank, and it's great. And wake up, Greg. Greg ass is dead. Greg ass is in the sand, covered in blood. Seven done shot his ass, and not with no blanks. So now Milk's like, oh wait, and Seven's like, wait, I thought you said it was a prank. And he was like, but it was. I used your blanks. Okay, I used your blanks in a gun. He was like, no, but I think I took the blanks out. I think, oh God. So he's like, oh my God, you're a killer. Oh my God, what are we going to do? You done killed Greg. He's like, no, we can't. I don't understand. I don't know. So now the viewpoint changes. Seven done realize shit done hit the fan. And yeah, now things is about to not be so good, and Seven's flipping out, and Milk is trying to calm him down and all of this stuff. So the viewpoint switches. Now you got Milk ass with the camera set up and he's talking into it, and now we realize that Milk is a complete psychotic piece of shit. Okay, Milk says, okay, here's the setup into the camera. And he's smiling all creepy and evilly into the camera, because Milk is about to put you D that everything that happened, he set that up. Okay, so it goes back. He starts recounting the events that took place a couple of days before the birthday party. He hired Greg. I don't know how the hell he found out about Seven's prank, but he knew. I don't know. He knew. He went about things and let it play out like, it was all. He's the one that let that old man into the apartment. Okay. And because it showed a cutback where after the man was sitting there talking about the little girl, 7 goes upstairs because he's freaking out. And Milk's like, dude, that was so great. Keep it up. That's amazing. It was all a setup. But yeah, he's a psycho deviant killer. And he went about hiring the old man because he wanted things to work out a certain way. Because he was a killer, he knew he was about to start collecting bodies, and he just very, very, very diabolical, this Milk guy was, okay? And to look at his face, just very sweet, unassuming little, all-American, blonde, blue-eyed boy with the little pink lips and wouldn't hurt a fly except a cat, okay? But anyway, so he ended up luring Laura, Naomi's girlfriend. He ended up luring her, and he like drugged her, and he put her in a car, and he took her to like this undisclosed location. He put this little scary mask on. He tortured her, and then he killed her. But what he did is he sent Naomi a text from Laura, okay, and sent it to her so she wouldn't get so that she wouldn't be suspicious. Also, too, during the party, Milk put the real bullets inside the gun for 7 to shoot Greg. He took the blanks out and he put the real bullets in there. Then during the party, he had actually went into his car and he was like, I had to get away for a few minutes, and he started breaking everything down, talking about he was going to get Laura. Now, they didn't show a lot of them, but the old man, Greg, that died, had a grown son because he was living with him, because when Milk met the old man and he went to go interview him, like, hey, are you an actor? You want some work? His son was joking around like, yeah, go ahead and give him a job. He's been on my couch for 3 months. And he's like, oh, how you going to do your old man like that? They had a very good relationship. They were very close. So now that Greg is dead, they can't just call the son up and say, hey, yo, we killed your dad. What you gonna do? They had to play it off, but the son's like, yo, I got location on my father's phone. I haven't seen him. I know sometimes he like just gets up and he goes to Vegas. They was like, oh yeah, maybe he's in Vegas just having a binger. Yeah, we ain't seen him. And they're just like, so first the son knew Milk because he met Milk, but then he met 7 at one point because he also knew that they were pranksters. He's like, yo, where's my father? Tell me, this is not funny. I'm sick of y'all pranks. I'm sick of your shit. So now the son is asking questions and the son is getting mad. He can't find his father, and rightfully so. So Milk is like, dude, we got to kill the son because he gonna get you in jail, 7. Milk is just totally gaslighting and spinning the shit out of stuff and has 7 all crazy. So he's like, we got to kill him. He was like, no, I don't want to do this. 7, he ain't no killer. Okay. He ain't no killer. Milk is, but not 7. He's like, I can't. He's like, no, I tell you what, this is the plan. We're going to do it this way, and we're going to stab him, and we're going to get him out the way. And he was like, but he's like, well, we can't shoot him because people are going to hear, and shooting's a little bit, but if somebody don't go down when you stab them, like, you got it's not that easy. It's not that simple, but Milk, he got everything planned out where it's not going to affect him in any kind of way. Right. So they in the house and they get the grown son, and he dead. He stabbed him in his neck. Blood's pouring out. It's crazy. So now dead Greg's son is dead too. So now you got dead Greg and dead son of Greg, and Milk is just on a roll here. So now Link and Naomi end up not Link and Naomi. Yes, Naomi, because Laura's dead. Link and Naomi end up going to the apartment while 7 and Milk are gone because they're killing this guy. And then they're just like, something's going on. They had a lot of things started happening where they had questions. So they were like, we got questions. We got to know. We got to look in this camera bag. And they discovered this box underneath the bed with like blood. And I want to say some teeth, but don't quote me. But it definitely had little vials of blood. Naomi saw a little vial of blood with Laura's name on it. And then she saw these other vials. And they're like, what the fuck, dude? What's happening? They were like, we got to wait for them to go home so they could explain it. Milk ended up coming back to the house. He was like, hey, they was like, oh, they heard him. Oh, let's go back downstairs. So they got downstairs in time. Milk was like, yo, what are you guys doing here? And he was like, oh, we was looking for something. And he was like, yeah, well, I'll be back. I gotta go. Me and 7 are doing something. We'll be back. So he goes back to the apartment. where Seven is. Now, this man that got the clear mask again, he's sitting there, he's just laughing. He just know he got everything under control. He about to get Seven framed. It is just a whole diabolical, crazy ass mess, okay? I was very invested, okay? Cussing and everything. I hated Milk. I wanted somebody to knock his head off. Bastard. Anyway, so he gets back to the apartment and he's talking into the camera, his little phone camera, whatever camera he has set up. And he was like, yeah, Seven's going to go down and Seven's totally going to lose his shit. And basically he was setting everything up so that everything he was doing, all the people he killed, all the diabolicalness that he was doing, Seven would, because Seven was becoming unhinged, because this is like, Seven is like, nigga, I just do pranks. I don't know where the fuck all this killing came from. This is too much. This is too much. First I killed the father and now you done stabbed the boy in the neck and I gotta watch him bleed out. I'ma sit in this tub and just call the cops. He said, just call the cops. Call them. I can't do this. And Milk is like, oh, Seven, stop being a pussy, basically. Stop being a pussy, Seven. Okay. Come on, help me clean up. And Seven sat in the bathtub like, I'm not doing shit. I'm gonna sit here and just envision my life going down the drain like I know what's going to go down. So I'm not helping you do shit. I'm just going to sit here and try to get my life together before I go away to prison for life. So, like I said, Milk is sitting there like, yeah, Seven lost his shit. Oh, I can't wait for it. And then Seven is at the door like, bang. He shot Milk. And then, unfortunately, he turned the gun on himself and he ended his life because he definitely did some time. But he ended his life to he make sure he took Milk right on the fuck on up out of there. When I tell y'all, I screamed and cheered and celebrated so hard. That was a good movie, because I tell you what, whenever I come across a film or a movie or a show and there is the actor does such a great job where I get invested and I get emotional and I get pissed off and I hate him and you did good. You did good. That was actually like I said, I highly recommend it. Really good movies on YouTube. It's free. So if you guys, and it's a little over an hour again, like I said earlier, when I first started, it's an hour and 2 minutes and it goes by like that. It's really, really good. Well done, cast. They did an amazing job. And I actually found this film on Twitter. Come to find out, somebody had attached the link and said, this film was only shot for $800, a very microscopic shoestring budget, and it's really good for it to be only $800. Okay, so if this is if this is your type of movie, definitely go check it out. I think you guys will love it. Okay, so again, Milk and Cereal on YouTube on the Bad Idea channel by Curry and Coop. And with all that being said, thank you for watching my review of Milk and Cereal, and I hope to see you guys at the next review. Bye.